First of all, I apologize for the angle. We're filming this outside of the White House and I don't have like a tripod. And I also don't want it to be super obvious that I'm filming a video, so this is what we have. I am doing this video all about New Earth leadership and the importance of upcoming leaders during this time on Earth. It also feels in so many ways very interesting and unique to be sharing this type of thing here. I almost feel like this is illegal. To be talking about New Earth leadership in front of the White House, which is of course old third dimensional government. My name is Sarah and I play a big role in supporting the Earth with the evolution, with the current ascension and the global awakening. I have had years of experience with training starseeds. I primarily read the Akashic records and do quantum healing, and I am so here for the New Earth and for supporting people in learning everything that they really need to know, activating their psychic senses, etc., so that we can create a better world for humanity. Now, this video is being sparked because I really believe that there needs to be some form of new leadership / government on Earth right now. And I apologize if there's a bit of background noise. There are going to be people walking by, but I was not going to wait to film this video. But there is such an importance of actually creating a new sort of government. Government potentially isn't the correct word in terms of that's what I mean, but it is a very loaded word, but we're just going to go with government because right now there's this call for big change, but people who are in, so to speak, leadership positions are not going to make the changes that humanity wants. Now, the reason that people who are in leadership positions are not going to be making the changes that humanity desires is because those people don't necessarily have the greatest good for others in mind. And so it can be very challenging to actually accomplish the goals that we might want through them. And it's very interesting for me, I'm watching all these people protesting outside of the White House and kind of just like looking into it and almost pushing their power into a single individual or a government instead of recognizing that those people are not going to make the changes that are, in alignment with divine will and for the greatest good of humanity, because they do not have the greatest good of humanity's in mind. The reality is that these people are selfish leaders who are focused on power and greed and have many hidden agendas. And it is required for then us, and I could feel like all this like energy being projected at me right now that's like, you're not allowed to say this. It's actually so crazy in like 2023 to be like saying these things just because of our past lives of like not being able to say these things out loud. But we need new leadership. We need starseeds and light workers who are conscious and aware of what's actually playing out on Earth right now to step up into leadership. We need to have global meetups. We need to actually create plans because, people behind the doors of that White House are creating plans for destruction and do not actually want humanity to, have freedom. There's no true freedom behind it. It's enslaved freedom. It's codependent freedom. It's not authentic sovereign freedom. I channeled a message earlier today that said authentic true freedom cannot come through this government. And so what really needs to happen is those who are aware and awake are really meant to step up and stand into their leadership at this time. Begin to actually understand, what is your purpose in this lifetime? What is your soul's purpose? What is your mission? Like, what are you on this earth to do? Because we're all here for a purpose. And there's a whole bunch of us who are part of the 144 and who are literally here to lead. Like, there are so many people who are on this planet right now who have innovative ideas and things that could actually help humanity. Now, with this in mind, it's so important for us to actually recognize that we have a lot more power than we think we do. And I can feel the projected energies of like, people almost don't even try because they don't think that they have enough power, even if they tried. But the thing is, and the reality is that we're not trying to upsert the current government. Like, we're not trying to overpower is the correct word. We are actually forming a whole new reality with this new form of government and leadership. And the truth of it is that our form of leadership is not going to be mainstream. It's not going to be something that all the people see, and it's because our form of leadership are only going to recognize and resonate with the people who are ready for this form of leadership. And they will come in time. And there are so many people who are already ready for it. But more and more people over the years will get frustrated with the government, but they won't know where to turn when it comes to like things are happening, like who do I trust? Because a lot of people in reality, see the government and they are like, change this, do this, like, oh, if something happened, like, I will never forget 2020, it was like COVID time, and I was walking through the grocery store, and I'm from Canada, so this is Canadian. I heard somebody say, what would we do if we didn't have the government to tell us what to do? I'll never forget that moment, because in my head I was like, you'd be free. Like, we don't need a government to tell us necessarily what to do in these situations. It's actually giving your power away to rely completely on governmental structures to tell you what to do, instead of having your sovereign free will and aligned with divine will, of course, to recognize what can be done. There's a lot of power that's given away because people don't think that they have another choice, but the reality is that they do. People are not really meant to rely on this type of governmental structure, and people who are new earth leaders are meant to come together. And the picture is not here yet. The download has not fully come in yet. I do know that there's a council of us who are meant to meet on a quarterly basis and actually create plans and actually create gatherings. And, it is a new earth form of government where we would get together, and meditate in a circle and manifest on behalf of humanity. Even better if there's 144 of us, or at least 14. And when we have this structure put in place, we can actually make big changes. And I just because I'm somebody that's like, oh, I really want change. And it's almost like we unconsciously wait for somebody else to be the leader. And so for me in my life, I'm like, okay, well, I will stand up then and be that leader that people are, or that I'm waiting for, because it's like, if nobody else is going to do it, then I'm going to take initiative to be that person that people know, like, okay, this girl is trying to find, a new creative solution to government and all this stuff for the new earth. We're never going to have charge. It's never going to take over. It's not that. It is in our new versions of reality, as we create these new communities, as we create these new societies, as we create fifth dimensional civilizations, and we create this new earth simultaneous to this old earth, is going to play out. It's probably going to collapse in its own unique way, and we can pray, but we also then need to have a full structure put in place for the people that see collapse and want another way. We will already need to be, having ideas of how to run society. When we come to new civilizations and we create these new places, we're not going to have the same, regional governments. We'll have tribal leaders, essentially going back in the day, but with new information, with new knowledge, with new wisdom, essentially bringing a modern spin to ancient ways of being. And so it will be this type of tribal leaders, there will be global leaders who then, in the new earth, it's not in this dimension that this will exist. It's in the fifth dimension that this will exist, simultaneous to the third dimension doing its thing. It's going to do its thing until it actually collapses and ends itself, in whatever way that ends up looking. But we'll be there on the other end with a new way already put in place, new civilizations already created. And this is the role of new earth leaders. This is why you woke up. This is why you had a spiritual awakening. This is why you realized, oh my God, I'm a starseed, or oh my God, I'm a light worker. And this is going to relate mostly to people who think they're starseeds, because starseeds are usually the ones that are a couple steps forward, the ones who are a little bit more awake, the ones who are a little bit more psychically advanced and in tune and ready for leadership. You've been on other planets where you've seen how fifth dimensional and beyond leadership works. So to come into 3D and see this type of leadership doesn't resonate with you. You don't like authority usually. You rebel against it essentially because you just don't resonate with that type of structure, because it's very old. It's not new. It's not what we're used to on other planets. It's not based in love. The leadership's not based in love. And so one of the biggest things that we end up doing is creating fifth dimensional leadership based in heart-centered, based in gratitude, based in love, based on principles that are in alignment with following God's will, harmony with and symbiotic relationship with earth and human and animals and minerals. It is a governmental structure or a leadership style that is fully based in the heart. I teach this in my Starseed leadership. I teach this in Starseed Mastery. This is the most integral portion of how life and reality can be run. So I'm really grateful for this. I love this so much, and follow for more content around this type of topic. I do have leadership containers for Starseeds. I'll put them in the description box below. I have a new one coming, and we're gonna probably start. I'm sitting with the date, but you'll see the start date in the description box below. This is literally for leaders. Right now, this is kind of the triggered moment of this is why I'm hosting Starseed Leadership Cosmic Mastery. It's to actually teach the New Earth leaders. It's to be the leader that the New Earth leaders need to really guide you as to this is how it's supposed to go. This is how it's supposed to unfold. This is what we're actually meant to do. This is how we actually create these structures. This is how we actually allow it to all play out for and on behalf of humanity. So I'll be teaching all of that in that container that's going to be perfect for New Earth leaders, the ones who are ready to actually bring change and catalyze a whole new world for humanity. So you can find more information about that below, and I'm so excited for that training. I'm sending you all so much love, and make sure you're subscribed or following my channel so you can get new videos every week.